I'm not sure if you noticed, but there has recently become a huge problem going around with this YouTube space. And this is something I feel like every content creator, no matter how big or how small your channel is, we all need to start addressing this. And so that's what I'm going to do in this video. So normally, I'm saying a little catchy title, which is called a hook for marketing purposes. And then I go into my spiel of my intro. Hey, this is Jason, blah, 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 4 countries, 3 continents. I'm not doing any of that on this one. This is a very serious video. So what I'm asking you for right now is if there's any children in the room with you, please watch this when you're alone. This content is only for adults. I'm not speaking to you as a man to man. I'm not speaking man to women. I'm just speaking adult to adult because there's something that needs to be addressed and this needs to stop very fast. So what am I talking about? This e-begging. The e-begging pandemic is pathetic. This is getting out of pocket. It's getting out of hand. Grown men and women think other people are supposed to just give them their hard-earned money for nothing. Like, this is ridiculous. At the end of the day, YouTube is a business, just like every other social media platform. And people who have a large enough subscribers base and enough watch hours, you have the ability to endlessly monetize your account or your channel. The fact that people are making every single fucking week multiple videos of just begging is ridiculous. By the way, I'm not going to be as filtered as I usually am. I'm speaking very blunt and very directly on this because YouTube needs to stop this. Other social media platforms need to stop this. And you all should be wanting this to get stopped too, because it's out of hand. Literally, the last 3 days, there have just been videos after videos after videos of the same people begging. Guys, they doing stupid videos like this in the thumbnail. Oh, doing this dumb stuff. Oh, I just got out of jail. My car broke. I'm doing this. That is your problem. Be an adult. Grow up, people. Like, I really mean that. People need to grow up now. Like, no one has an easy life. And here's just a secret to life that nobody really talks about. You're never going to earn enough money to never have problems again. Your problems become at the level that you're earning at. When Biggie was talking about more money, more problems, that means something. The more money you have, you just have problems at that level of making that money. Guess what? When I was living in an apartment, I wasn't having the problems that I was having when I was living in a house. Those problems got more expensive. When I started becoming a car owner, driving cars, guess what? I had the problems that came with someone who owns a car. All of these things happen. When I became 30, I started having the problems of 30 and people who reached their 30s than I was when I was a teenager. All of these things happen and it's nothing new. Like, no one has it easy. It don't matter what sex you are, what religion you are, what color you are, your race, ethnicity, whatever you want. Like, none of this stuff matters. It don't matter what country you come from. Everyone have problems. Even now, you don't know if I'm going through something. I just don't talk about it. It's not, to be blunt, it's none of your business and you shouldn't care. And I wouldn't want you to care about what I'm going through right now. Like, the level of entitlement that is going around now, it is insane. Like, I'm almost wondering, like, are mental hospitals no longer helping people? Like, what is going on in the streets? Like, the people that are walking around now, I'm like, should you be on lithium? Should you be on some type of pharmaceutical pill or something to help get your brain chemicals correct? Like, this is ridiculous. And it's sad that I'm doing this video, but like, I've seen other content creators talking about it too. Cause like, it's what this is doing. These so-called traveling YouTubers who are broke and getting broke in other places, they're making people like me look bad. People who are expats, people who can afford to live outside of their home country, people who worked their butt off to get everything that they got to enjoy the things that they are able to obtain right now. I did not get here easily. No one will ever understand what I was going through when I was ready to take my life at 27 years old. No one would ever understand that. Nowhere will understand even now today the things that I go through from physical pain, for the screws in my back, the mental issues I still have to this day from going to war. I still have those issues. I still have anger issues. All of that stuff is still inside of me. I choose to deal with it and become a better person. I sacrifice. I sacrifice my time. I sacrifice my money. I sacrifice parts of me to become a better person. And you have to make a sacrifice too. You cannot, every time there's something going wrong, cut your camera on. Hey guys, I'm just giving you an update on my life. Oh man, this is happening. My car broke. Oh, I lost my cards using fake ATMs. Oh man, something happened. I wired this money to this bank account, but some reason the bank account ain't giving it to me. Guys, Mercury's back in retrograde, so now it's messing up my aura. I don't know how to work with my money. It's just things are messing up. Stop the bullshit. Grow up and be an adult. If Mercury's in retrograde, put your ass into pre-retrograde. What were you doing before Mercury was in retrograde? Go do those things again. If the stars are not aligned for you because it's the year of the dog and you're born in the year of the rabbit, what were you doing on a good year for when you were born in the year or whatever? Do those things again. Stop the nonsense. And so I'm not just going to sit here and complain about it. I'm going to give you options. That's something I believe in. If you want to really help people, they need to understand having different options. If you have a YouTube channel where you can cut your camera on and beg and people can super chat you and all of these things, that means you're in monetization. So what can you do? Go live and go walk around. Go live and let people see the neighborhood you're in. Go live and just show people homes for rent. Go to a car lot and show people cars for sale. Do something of value. And then people will probably give you money. The average person doesn't have an issue with giving people money or sending people money if you're doing something of value. But it comes very, very, very fast. The more you're just begging and feeling entitled like someone's supposed to take care of you, especially if you're a grown man or a grown woman, people are going to get sick of you. And then most of the time when this happens, what do people say? Oh, you're a troll. You're trolling me. People can't troll a beggar. A beggar is a beggar. The same way you get tired of beggars on the street, you get tired of beggars coming across your screen. Every single time, I need money for this. I need money for that. It is ridiculous. And this money be adding up. I'm looking for my calculator. Because I've been watching this and just seeing. So that's like right now, one of these individuals need $80. They needed 60 the other day, 50 the other day. So let's just average it out at, they're begging for about $60 a day times 30 days. That's $1,800 US. Do you know how hard people work to make $1,800 US? I don't care if you're a lawyer or a doctor. You're working your butt off, standing on your feet, reading books, researching things, dealing with people you don't want to deal with. And somebody feel they have the right to come take your hard-earned money, or they obligated to you to give them money because you see them on a YouTube channel and they haven't done an ounce of anything to try to make their life better. Like this one individual, and you probably know who I'm talking about. Most people know these beggars, and some people call them scammers. I just call them pathetic beggars. I suggested, hey, get a title loan on your car. Why am I get a title loan? That's dumb. That's a bad decision. Well, you don't think begging on the internet is bad? You don't think putting yourself in situations that you can't afford is bad? But you're okay with going overseas to a country to buy a prostitute? That's okay? Okay, make it make sense. Like they say, make it make sense. This is stupid. This is stupid. You can be creating content. You live near a college town. Show people what College Station looks like. Show people what Texas looks like. Show people what New York City looks like. I've never been in New York City. Guess what? I would probably go one day if I knew exactly what it looked like. I've never been to Gary, Indiana. Guess what? If maybe I saw something that was interesting you could show, maybe I would go. Like, show content. Florida, like it's 50 states in the United States. And these beggars can't show not one piece of content in the state. Not one. How ridiculous is this? Like, if you see my channel, I'm showing you stuff of Kalima Reptile Park. I'm showing you stuff of East Park Mall. Do you think anyone in the U.S. or any other country never been to a mall? Of course they have. But have you been to a mall here in Lusaka? Have you been to a restaurant here in Lusaka? Have you been to Zambia? Even when I'm just showing people how the scenery looks, people appreciate that. Like, it doesn't take much to create content. We need to start simplifying this thing of being a content creator. Just hopping online, having a black screen with a thumbnail picture, that's not content. That's just laziness, pure laziness. Hopping on just begging every day is pure laziness. People work hard for their money. I don't care what country you come from. You're working hard for your money, and I respect that. I respect people who work hard for their money. Same way here in Zambia, people are working hard for their money. That's why I did that video about don't be coming here disrespectful saying Zambia is a rude, ugly, mean country. No, it's not. People work hard out here, and you think they're supposed to roll the red carpet out for your butt while you're just here, oh, I'm in ShopRite or I'm in here. Who cares? You're not that important. We need to stop this main character syndrome and get back to reality. And also, like, how can you be the main character when you're not even willing to do main character things for yourself, but you're expecting others to do it? So that was ways of creating content. Here's another thing. There's no such thing as shadow ban. I know people are going to disagree with me on this. You're not shadow banned. You're making content that advertisers don't care about. Guess what? And I know a lot of black people are going to come in on this. Making just completely black eccentric content is not marketable. Where are the advertising money for that? It's not there. The money speaks for itself. If you're making family-friendly content that doesn't have this very specific niche to it, and I know these last 10, 15 years, everyone's been teaching, you need the niche, you need the niche, you need the niche. No, you don't. You don't live your life in a niche. So don't niche and like, oh, I'm a black person, so I got to do black eccentric content. No, you don't. Do content for regular human beings. Even if I was to go and start, let's say a white person was doing white eccentric content, guess what? A lot of them are not making money. They're not getting advertiser dollars. It is not the focus of a business. As a business, I want family. I want generational customers. I don't care what the color of your skin is. I don't care where you really live. I want you to be able to buy my products, use my products on a consistent basis. And then I want your children to grow up loving my products because they see you using it to where it creates a chain reaction. Now the great-grandkids are using the products. All the people that drink Coca-Cola now, all the people that drink Pepsi, Mountain Dew, you don't drink it because you love it. You drink it because that's what you grew up drinking. They didn't care about, oh man, I want this person to love my product. No, they wanted a family. That is how business works. Business focuses on families. So if you don't have family-friendly content, you're not going to get much advertisement revenue. That's just simple math or simple algorithms. Since everybody always want to blame the algorithm. That's basic algorithm right there. Are you making content that can reach enough people? If you're going around filming half-naked women, guess what? Nobody wants to see that content. I don't even want to see that content, and I don't even have children yet. Ask yourself, do you want to see content of some guy just walking around as a creep cam seeing half-naked women? Okay, I saw you said no. You said no. So, since all of us are in agreement that we don't want to see that content, who's going to pay for advertisement on that type of video? No one. Everyone is sick of the porn industry. Everyone. If you go back to the year 2000, 2001, and 2002, you couldn't type in anything on the internet in the search engines without some kind of pop-up porn coming up. People got sick of that. So now, even with the modernization of the internet and social media, because I think we're in Web 4.0 now. I don't know if you know that, but we're not in the same web base that we used to be in. We're in like 4.0, maybe going into 5.0 because of AI. But because of that, no one is advertising on anything that comes off as adult themed content. It's just not there. I have videos from the Mary Jane Festival in South Africa in 2003. Guess what? Every single one of those videos got flagged. And you know what they told me? It's not appropriate content. It wasn't half-naked women or anything like that in it. It wasn't nothing sexually explicit. But it would just let me know, look, this content is not family friendly. I didn't get mad. I didn't go and say, oh man, they're shadow banning me. You know what I did? I took the content off. It's still on the channel. It's just unlisted. You're not allowed to see it. Probably whenever I do a members section, and like for someone who's into Mary Jane content, I'll open it up to where you can see it. But it's not monetizable. It was affecting my channel. So I took it off and I was like, okay, I understand. Thank you for letting me know. That is how you have to do that. Now we have these other type of beggars that always catch themselves in some kind of financial situation. So how do you actually move around overseas to where you don't get yourself in a situation to where you're flat out broke or you can't have access to your money? You need 3 accounts that are linked together. One account, you need to have majority of your money in there. The second account, you have a debit card to. With that second account, that is the card that you use to swipe and pay for 99% of your purchases. In case you're going to take cash out and all of that, to pay some things with cash. Why should you do that? One, you move over money as you need it, because then you do not have to be in a place to where if your card gets scammed, if someone illegally scan it, or something just happens where your card is damaged or your bank closed that card because they think there's fraudulent activity, you're very little amount of money. How I do mine, I move over when I need it. So I keep just enough in there that I need just to know when I'm going out. If I'm not going out of the house, I don't move money over there. It doesn't mean the account is empty. I just don't move the money that I need over there. So like 2 days ago, I went and bought a third phone. And I'm going to explain this to you too, why you need 3 phones. I went and bought the third phone. So you know what I did? I moved just enough money over to make sure to cover the purchase of my phone. Like, these are the things you need to do. Your third account is just your backup account in case the main account you're using for your transactions, something happens and the card is messed up to where you need a new card. It is not easy or simple to get a new card when you're out of your home country. Even for me, it can take anywhere up to 2 weeks or a month, and it costs a good amount of money. You're going to usually spend anywhere about $100 to $300 US to get a new bank card in the country that you're in. It just is what it is. Like, there's no point in complaining about it or anything like that. So this is why you need 3 different accounts that are linked together to be able to move money around. If both of your main 2 transactional accounts, if your main transactional account gets something happen to where it's blocked, and then your second backup gets blocked, you still have access to your money, but you just need to be able to get a new card in. Usually by then, with 2 accounts getting closed, you can get a card in by the time that happens. Now, the other thing is why you need 3 phones is you need 1 phone as a complete backup. All of your banking account information, everything that is crucial that you need to be able to survive, needs to be on that phone. The phone that I use, this is not it. I'm just showing you a phone. The phone that I use, I do not let this phone leave my house. I actually keep that phone locked up in a safe. I do not use it. I only keep it charged up. I make sure it doesn't ever go dead. I keep the battery charged at all times. So like every 3 or 4 days, I check on it, get the battery, go charge it back up to 100. I put it back in the safe. Your other phone, because remember I said you need to have 3, and you're supposed to be a content creator. So this is why you need 3. 1 is your primary phone. 1 is a recording phone. You need a phone that you're going to record on. Don't use an iPhone 16, 17, whatever generation it's on now. Don't use these expensive phones as your recording phones. All 3 of my phones combined cost less than $300 US. Let me say that again. All 3 of my phones combined cost less than $300 US. However, these people that are on the internet begging, they have $1,000 plus phones. Oh, I got the new Samsung Fold, whatever the big one is that folds out. Oh, I'm on the iPhone 15, 16, 17, whatever iteration it's in. Guys, that's financial irresponsibility. You cannot be sitting here walking around with $1,000 phone in your hand and then begging people to send you money. That is ridiculous. So the other thing with another phone is with your backup or with your main phone that you're using, you can use something that is called an e-wallet. I think the Google wallet is still around also. You can use a third party. What can you do with an e-wallet? You need to have at least one credit card. I would say just have a credit card with about $1,000 limit. You don't really need more because when you're going overseas, you don't need to be spending too much money. It's not about just sitting here blowing cash. And so with that credit card, you have the physical card, but also you have a digital copy of it in your e-wallet. That way, any place you go where you can wirelessly do tap with your card, you can just tap your phone. You're not running out of money. You're not hurting yourself. It makes zero sense to be going around the world, traveling in other countries where you probably don't speak the language. You can't have a bank account there because you're not there legally. You're there to be a tourist. So act like an appropriate tourist. Protect yourself at all times financially. There is never an acceptable time for you to be coming on e-begging. There's a difference between fundraising and crowdfunding than begging. Even though now there's this misconception of going online begging, hey guys, we got another fundraiser. No, you're begging. Just call it what it is. Say, hey guys, I'm begging today. Like, we need to start getting back into telling the truth and being honest with people. And this is why I'm doing this video. Other content creators need to understand this. And the funny thing is, the ones who are doing this, they're monetized. You have the ability to make money. So in case you're watching this, if you don't know, when people do live videos and you super chat, send those donations, super stickers, pay for membership, they usually get that money within a 30-day turnaround from Google. So when they're sitting here telling these lies like, oh no, they didn't pay me, something went wrong, they're lying. Google is a multi-billion-dollar company. Do you think a multi-billion-dollar company is going to be late on payments? No, that's not how that works. Anyone who has actually ran a business or been in a business that is very successful will let you know you cannot be late on paying anything. The moment you start losing your credibility when it comes to paying people, you will go out of business. This goes for anyone, any business. People don't like that. Like, have you ever worked for a business that didn't pay you? A true story here. I worked at McDonald's when I was in high school. Working at McDonald's, I used to skip school to go work overtime because overtime was time and a half. So I calculated how much money I'd be making. And then when I came and got my check, when it was payday, I used to get paid every 2 weeks. So I put in like 80, 90 hours. I was skipping school hard. And nobody knew that. This is one of the few times I'm being honest about that. And then my check was short. And I was like, yo, something's wrong with my check here. Like, what happened to all my hours of overtime? They started laughing. Like I was just some stupid little kid. I told them, look, I'm about to start whooping some ass. Like, somebody about to get their ass whooped in here. Like, you owe me some money. And I don't play with money. I don't come from a family that plays with money. Like, ask anybody in my family. They'll tell you, hey, I'm not playing with money. I work hard for my money. And they'll say they do the same thing too. We're not a family that's lazy to do work. We've always been a family of hard workers. My first job was at 12 years old, legal job, 12 years old. Before that, I used to go to, what was that gas station called? Stop and Go. It was in Canterbury, in Red Bird, and when we lived in Canterbury Apartments in 2020 St. George. The apartment name changed. I'm sure the street name changed. And I used to go to Stop and Go, and I would actually go and ask people, like, hey, can I pump your gas for $1? I had no shame as a kid. They used to give me some candy, give me a cold drink. I used to get the Jungle Juice at the time, and I could get me a comic book to read. And so I can escape the rest of that nonsense going on in the neighborhood. I had no issues with doing that. I was hustling watches when I was going to DeSoto High School. I used to buy watches from Big T Bazaar out in Oak Cliff when I would go be with my grandmother. I would walk up there, and then I would go buy some watches because they were cheaper, and then I would sell them back in DeSoto High School. I was never ashamed of working. I worked at Holiday Inn. Like all of these, I worked at Chick-fil-A. I worked at a call center. I worked at a place where they do the markers, where they print the labels on the markers. And I was working with a lot of people who were blind and couldn't speak. And it gave me a newfound respect working with them. I'm sorry. There was a Native American guy. I can't remember his name. He was an amazing dude, real amazing guy. He was blind, but he was able to just touch the machine And he would know exactly where the problem was with that machine based off feeling the vibration. He used to teach me a lot at night. And I used to work at night. And I was working, doing temp work. I've never had a problem doing work. After the military, I was working 3 jobs, working at the post office, working at O'Reilly Auto Parts, and I was doing security at a couple of nightclubs in downtown Dallas. And then I was doing private security for some wealthy people whenever they had their parties. I had no problem doing that. And like, even when I was in a place financially struggling, I'm gonna share this with you. Like, before I would go ask people for money, I would get rid of my own stuff. I remember I used to pawn my laptop at Uncle Dan's pawn shop over there off I think, what's that street? Camp Wisdom, I think it is. I used to pawn my laptop there if I needed gas money. I remember I did a title loan on my Cadillac. Like, I didn't have a problem. My pride never got in the way of saying, hey, I'm fucking up and I need help. But my pride did get in the way of like going to beg somebody. It's like, look, I've got myself in this situation. I'm gonna get myself out. Like, even when what was it I did? Let me think. Because it was not my title. Oh, my car. After my Grand Prix, no, it was my Grand Am. It was a purple Grand Am, red Grand Am I had. After I was in an accident, it totaled, and I saw how buying new cars was a scam. Luckily, I had Gap insurance, so it paid the car off. I didn't get any cash back, but I was like, shoot, I need a new car. You know what I went and did? I went and bought a car for cash for $300. It was a 1984 Volvo 240, straight 4-cylinder engine. I ended up putting maybe another $300 in it, got the spark plugs, the alternator, put a new battery, made sure everything was good. That car was getting me around in the military. You know how many people was making fun of me? Like, bro, you came back from war and you driving this hoopty. You know how many dates I went on and the girl be like, oh, I can't get in that car. I didn't give a damn. I was like, if this car is what bothers you, hey, have a great day. I'm still going on this movie date by myself. It's just going to be a little cheaper right now. Like, you have to want to do better in your life. No one owes you anything. Like, everyone came here for their own individual reasons in life, and it's their individual job to get where they want in life. People may assist you along your way, but no one wants to assist someone who's just constantly begging. Like, I know people don't like hearing the word pathetic, but that comes off pathetic after a while. And seeing people have been doing this for almost 2 years now, consistently, it's always a damn problem. It's starting to look like the problem is those individuals. The problem isn't the circumstances or the things that's going to you, or, oh man, life is doing me tough. Life ain't doing you nothing different than it's doing for anybody else. Life is tough everywhere. Like, you go look at some of the people that look like they're living the best life of the best time of their life. And if you really was to get them to open up to you, you would see they're probably having some of the most horrible moments of their life. And this is another unspoken thing. Natural human psychology. When someone is going through something, we want to see people overcome it. Everybody wants to see the hero story. Everybody wants to see that because it's a motivational thing. It helps people realize, man, I'm going through something too, but this person, what they going through and they overcame that, man, I'm proud of them. Nobody kicks someone when they're down. If it's starting to look like someone's kicking you when you're down, it's because you refuse to get up on your own feet. Prime example, 2022 when CC passed away, my lowest point. So this is what happened. Like, I don't go into much details about it, but I will, right? I'm gonna go into a little detail. CC passed away January 8th. I lost all of my retirement that I had in savings 2 weeks later because of what happened with the blockchain investment during the Joe Biden administration, the legislation they put in place. Another 2 weeks later, while I was at home, or not at home, but back in the U.S., I went to Portland, Oregon, to be with my cousin and my aunt to help her while my aunt was passing away. Like, let me be real with you. You think I wanted to go and watch someone else pass away and transition right after the person that I love the most in this world died in my arms? No. But I knew my cousin needed me. I knew what she was about to experience and go through and how horrible it is, how painful it is. I put my pain and sorrow aside to go be there with her, to go help her, to help her understand what's going on. I saw all of it firsthand with Cece. I saw all of it firsthand being in the Iraq war. Like, I knew what was going to be happening. I know how I feel. I know that emotion coming through you, that sorrow, that burden, that feeling helpless. I understood that. I didn't want to be there, but I knew she needed that support and that help because it's not easy. The easy thing would have been for me to just be like, look, man, I already done with mine. Let me back off. That is not how we work as human beings. That is not our psychology. God did not put that in us. God put in us for us to always want to see the next person be the best version of them, even if it means us sacrificing parts of us to go help them. That is human nature. That's why I always tell people, stop saying be safe. There's very few dangerous people in this world. The average, ordinary person that you're going to come across along any path of your life is going to be people that are rooting for you. Even if they don't say, hey, I know you can do it, they're rooting for you in secret. You need to understand that. But there is going to come a time when if you refuse to get up on your own, no one's going to be there to keep giving you a hand. And it's just the truth, man. There is so much money that can be made out here in this world today with just social media. Everyone I talk to, I always tell them, hey, get a YouTube channel. While you're even in the process of still being in the US or wherever your home country, start a YouTube channel. I'm not telling them to start it to be like me. I'm telling them to start it, share your story. But also it's a place for you to remember where you came from. I wish I would have started this 15, 20 years ago when I was in those dark places so I could look back and be like, damn, I overcame that. I remember that person. I remember exactly who I was. Like, I remember the good and bad about me, and I accept that. And I'm gonna cut this short because it's running long. But like, let me know in the comments, what do you think? Are you tired of seeing these people begging? Don't you want to, would you like to see people succeed? Would you like to see people living their best life? When you see other people succeed around you, does it give you the hope that you can do it too, or your day is coming? Let me know down in the comments. And just remember this, I'm Jason, and success is simple once you know how.